Are you afraid of the dark? Are you scared? I am you.
Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How's everybody doing tonight on this Monday night or Tuesday night? It's Tuesday night. Hey, I want to say hello to Gail, Daniel, Barry, Cindy. Do we not have anyone else in here? Wow, nobody's really interested in this case. Is it? It says we got 12 people. I wonder what's in the other one. Let me see. I'll have to go look and see. How's everybody doing tonight? Everybody doing okay? I hope so. I was going to bring this case. Let's see. Do we have anybody in this one? I got 6 people in here. Okay. Well, that'll do. Hello, Jackie. Just popping in for a quick hello before I hit the hay. Not all. Good night, Jackie. I figured we'd go down a rabbit hole tonight on here. You're doing good, Gail? Okay, good. I'm glad you're doing good. I guess everybody's out and about tonight or resting for Tuesday night. It don't matter. Hello, Cindy and Daniel Berry. Um, I usually don't cover celebrity deaths and stuff, but this case kind of got me by the look of this guy's eyes. Hello, Rocker Girl. It's been on your mind a lot lately. Well, I think there was more and we're going to go down a rabbit hole tonight, y'all. Okay, okay. If they're not busy, it's okay if they are. But the thing is there's more to the story, in my opinion, and this is just entertainment purposes only. This is just opinions and assumptions. It's not, you know. I found some stuff that was pretty fishy. We know we always talk about Hollywood, y'all. Well, this is a deep rabbit hole, and it gets pretty deep. And just as I suspected, anytime that there is an unaliving like this, there's usually something involved family wise, in my opinion. And although I did not agree with what Trump said, kind of mocking it a little bit, I do think there's something more going on with this family. Um, and I do want to talk about it, but I was going to kind of wait till more people got in here to go down the rabbit hole. But I do while I'm waiting on those people to come, everybody to come in, I'm going to show you a little bit of clips of what I've captured so far about it. This guy, he was creepy. He was really creepy. So, but I do think there was mention. I was watching into Ickmill earlier. Hey, Rabbit Hole, what's up? Hey, Flippy. Hey, Shauna. I was watching earlier where there could have been alleged, I think it was Ickmill I was watching. Okay, Gail, thank you. And I was seeing that there was maybe some Satanism involved in this. Y'all know me in this rabbit hole. Um, this guy, you can look in his eyes. Let me show you a picture of him. Hey, Margaret. Hello. Just kind of waiting for everybody. Let me show you a picture. Look at his eyes, y'all. Do y'all not see that in his eyes? Is everybody like me? Can you see evil in people's eyes? I see it right there. I see evil in his eyes, y'all. But I do believe there was more going on with this guy and a little deeper and darker down the rabbit hole than what we normally talk about. Um, he's got brown eyes. Well, no, they're big and they're creepy looking. But I want to kind of, hey, BJ gang. Well, it gets deeper. They're, it's a lot deeper, y'all. And I'm going to show you here in just a minute about how really deep it is going to get. So get your hot chocolate, get your brownies, get your popcorn, get whatever. We're going to go deep tonight. Y'all, I'm ready to go. So I messaged Sailor Rose. Okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So first of all, I'm going to play and bring up what happened to him and all this stuff. So I'll bring this one up. His name is Nick Riner. I'm not, I'm not really familiar with the actor. I know he played Hey Girl Mama 5. Hey, Walk the Line. I know that he was an actor and he played on some movies and stuff, but you know how Hollywood was, and he was a huge, his parents was Obama friends. In fact, they were supposed to meet the Obamas that day for dinner when they were unalived. Now I don't, hey God is love. I don't know if that has any connection or not, but I'm just saying. Here we go. We'll listen to this first.
Filing charges against Nick Riner, who was accused of killing his parents, actor director Rob Reiner, and photographer producer Michelle Singer Reiner. These charges will be 2 counts of first-degree murder with the special circumstance of multiple murders. He also faces a special allegation that he personally used a dangerous and deadly weapon, that being a knife. These charges carry a maximum sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole or the death penalty. Today, I'm here to announce that our office will be filing charges against Nick Riner, who is accused of killing his parents, actor-director Rob Reiner, and photographer.
Okay, so we've introduced that part, but I want to show you some more stuff about this guy. He allegedly he was on drugs and stuff too. All different kinds of drugs. They were supposed to have helped him. Da 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 da. Okay. So here's another interview with him and his dad in 2006. And they were saying, like, during this filming of this movie that they made about him dealing with drug use, that all kinds of weird stuff was happening on the set. Like they would argue and talk about family problems in front of everyone, spill all their family tea and everything, and would talk about it. And like they would kiss each other on the lips and everything, like really weird, which is going to lead me down that rabbit hole a little bit more. So I need my Christine. All right, here we go. I'm going to show you. This is an interview in 2006 between him and his dad. This is the guy he unalived. This is the guy that unalived his dad.
I have parents that care about me, and because of that, when I would go out and do, things like drugs and stuff like that, I'd feel a tremendous amount of guilt because I'd think, oh, they're thinking about me right now. They want me to do good. And most people don't have, not most people, but some people don't have parents that are, have any interest in them.
Yeah. Well, by the way, we're talking with Nick Reiner and his father, Rob Reiner. Nick had a drug issue in his teens and beat it and wrote a movie about it. His dad directed it.
Deep down, he trusted that we loved him and that we were there for him, and that put a little bit of a brake on certain things. I mean, it's a desire to survive,
yeah.
And that put a little, and I think that's where we made the mistake, is that we didn't trust that he had that.
If you supported him as opposed to
that,
you
were
would punishing
have that
him.
Yes, yeah. we were definitely,
well, meaning like
punishing
grounding him. You can't use the car. You got to stay home. All that
just
stuff.
The whole idea of throwing him into a rehab place. Just saying, okay, and it is, there's a punitive aspect.
But if you hadn't done that, how could you treat him you couldn't treat him on your own?
No, not on our own, but we could have maybe just worked with him with a therapist and, been a little bit more active in that way. I think we just overreacted, but I mean,
Nick, I
love hearing that he said that, because I knew he has that in him. And there's a part of him that wants to survive, and he doesn't want to, kill himself or anything.
Why? How do you deal with issues that we all have? And now that you don't have drugs to use, what is it? Can you talk to your dad and your mom more openly about things, or do you seek help other ways?
When he was saying before, like how I was scared to get in trouble if I were to tell them the truth, because they always say, be honest, be honest, be honest. And that's the best policy. But it's kind of not the best policy when you're honest and you get in more trouble than you were if you were lying.
Exactly what my son said. I'm going to send you this link.
Listen, I had to talk to him about this. Listen, I know what it's like to be the son of, and to have people assume certain things about you, and it's very, very difficult.
Well, how did you handle that?
Well, I mean,
obviously you didn't go to drugs, but you must have had those issues. Your father's an icon.
In the 60s, there was plenty of drugs around. But you just have to know what you do, and that you have to block out all that extraneous noise. And it's hard for him because this is the first time he's, all of a sudden there's a lot of attention. People are talking, and he has the double whammy. He's got me and he got his grandfather, and they're going to say whatever the heck they want, but they don't know. They don't know what he's experienced. They don't know what he's gone through. They don't know why he's done what he does. And and it's pretty dumb, pretty ignorant of people to say, just because you're born and you have money, and that doesn't mean anything.
I think I'm lucky in the sense that I have parents that.
So I'm going to play you all something here that's going to open your eyes. I'm going to put a trigger warning on you. And this was my suspicion, because I knew it was out there. And they said this guy was acting really weird, and that they feel like that he may have been into possible Satanism. I don't know about that, but you know how we talk about Hollyweird and things going on in Hollyweird. So I'm going to put a trigger warning out before I actually put this out. I want you to listen. Now, remember, these celebrities, they go on these shows. They have to let us know what they're doing, okay? They have to let us know what they're doing. And this is a show where they get on there, and they ditch like celebrities. But they basically tell the truth on them. Remember the guy that played the dad in Full House? They made jokes about him molesting the twins, the baby twins, the Olsen twins on there, and they all laughed about it. Well, basically, this is the same thing that they're doing here, except it's the Riner guy that got unalived by his son talking about his son. It says, Hollywood is truly evil. Did you hear what he just said? Hey, hola, diamonds. So I want y'all to listen to this and watch what this guy says about this Riner guy, what he does to his son at home.
Inviting many of his famous friends to son. And that list includes some of the greats in comedy. On a typical night, Carl would slip into Rob's bed.
There is never, ever a context or a situation where saying something like that is funny. This is just the typical culture behind Hollywood. They seem to think these things are funny. And as they say, many things are said in jest. There are some very dark undertones within that industry. And this is just a prime example of it. So if they're saying things like this on stage in front of everyone, then what else are they doing when the cameras ain't rolling? There's a question for you. And to all those that say, oh, it's just comedy, oh, it's just a bit of fun, you are a big part of the problem.
Carl started
I want y'all to
inviting
listen
many
closely what he says about what Carl done to his son, Nick, the one who unalived. And they're laughing about it, and they're not even acting like it's anything. Because, see, they have to tell us. When they're a certain Satanist group, they have to tell us. So listen to what he says. He says, Hola, Diamonds. Hey, Kathy. He says that this guy let his comedy friends F his son. Okay. And then at night, he would sneak into his son's bed. And they also were talking about how they would kiss each other on the lips y'all, this guy did not unalive his parents for no reason. But I want y'all to listen to this one more time. They have to tell us what they do, y'all. They have to tell us.
Of his famous friends to son. And that list includes some of the greats in comedy. On a typical night, Carl would slip into Rob's bed.
There is never, ever a context or a situation where saying something like that is funny. This is just a typical culture behind Hollywood. They seem to think these things are funny. And as they say, many things are said in jest. There are some very dark undertones within that industry. And this is just a prime example of it. So if they're saying things like this on stage in front of everyone, then what else are they doing when the cameras ain't rolling? There's a question for you. And to all those that say, oh, it's just comedy, oh, it's just a bit of fun, you are a big part of the problem.
Carl started in
So basically, what they're saying, Yanni's coming. Okay. Basically, what they're saying is he let his friends, as always, as we always hear, lets them, you know what, his son, like we know. I want to show you a picture of him now, y'all. So is that the reason why he unalived his parents? I don't know, but they have to tell us. All right, here we go. Here we go.
Son of famed director Rob Reiner and producer Michelle Singer Reiner. He was arrested by LAPD and believed by investigators to be, quote, responsible for the death of his parents. So how'd we get here? Well, it's no secret that Nick has struggled with addiction, and behind closed doors, his parents, like many others, struggled to help their son navigate it. The tension was even the subject of a 2015 movie that Nick co-wrote called Being Charlie.
You have a disease, Charlie. We all do. All right. And acceptance is the first step towards controlling.
You know, you're right. I do have a disease. It's this place. Okay. It makes you feel like a leper. And then when you get out, everyone's expecting you to up again. So you start using.
During the film's promotion, Nick appeared alongside his father in an interview and discussed his past drug use.
Well, I think I'm lucky in the sense that I have parents that care about me. And because of that, when I would go out and do, things like drugs and stuff like that, I'd feel a tremendous amount of guilt because I'd think, oh, they're thinking about me right now. They want me to do good. And most people don't have, not most people, but some people don't have parents that are, have any interest in it.
He also talked about his struggles growing up in the Reiner household.
We didn't bond a lot as a kid. Like, he really liked baseball. I like basketball, and he could watch that with my brother, but baseball. But I just, when I saw him do that, and it was something that I'm interested in, I was like, wow, like, he really knows a lot. And like, it made me feel closer to him and be like, oh, yeah.
The night before his parents' death, Rob, Michelle, and Nick attended a holiday party at comedian Conan O'Brien's house. Nick and his father were seen having an argument, according to a source familiar with the incident. It's unclear what connection, if any, the argument may have had to those killings. Authorities have not elaborated on how the victims died or why investigators suspect that their son was responsible. Nick Reiner is currently being held in custody without bail. CNN is working to determine his legal representation and has reached out to a family spokesperson for more information. Who is Nick Reiner, the son of famed director Rob Reiner and producer Michelle Singer Reiner?
Okay, thank you, Diamonds. Thank you. Let me take this down because I want to bring another one up. I think this is an animation of, I know I brought an animation of, the sister was the one that actually found him. Okay, so I want to play this right here. Hang on just a second. But I do think there was a lot more to this case than what they're saying. I do. I think there was some creepy stuff behind it. He was there because the number one rule of mental health and drug problems in families that we don't talk about, and we'll still show up and act like things are fine.
The Conan O'Brien party, because the number one rule of mental health and drug problems in families is that we don't talk about it and we still show up and act like things are fine. And I actually want to talk about this because I was thinking about posting something like this myself, but it is way too soon to start victim blaming. But in my own family, this is absolutely a thing that occurs, and I have witnessed it firsthand with my own fucking mother and another relative who will remain nameless. I am former MLB agent Joshua Kuznick, and my mom's a junkie. She's a 70-year-old junkie. She is a chaotic psychopath, very capable of something like this. I've been no contact with her for years, and obviously she's much too enfeebled now to do something like this, but in her heyday, she 100% was capable of this. And I was trapped as a kid, and as soon as I could get away with it, like running away and getting away from her, I did. And everybody in my life would force me to be around her and act like it was normal, and I was the problem child, and I was crazy. And it took years of finally just breaking free, like, hey, she's the junkie. And unfortunately, by that point, everyone else is old. There is no audience. No one cares. And you have to do it for you. But it's a little weird to hear an interview in the news from somebody saying they struggled and didn't know what to do to help their son who was violent, dangerous, mentally ill, psychotic, and on drugs. And then in the next sentence said, we also brought him around lots of people where he was dangerous and we exposed all these people to that. So unfortunately, two things can be true. If you have a situation like that and you were around a family member that is trying to make the addicted person's choices okay, I'm telling you, get the fuck away from it at all costs or else something terrible happens. Bong. Nick Riner was at the Conan O'Brien party because the number one rule of mental health and drug problems in families is that we don't.
Well, I think there's more to the story than what they're saying. I think that there was some I mean, I understand mental health is an issue when it comes to people sometimes, but I do think that there was a lot more going on with this guy. You could see the evil in his eyes. If you look at the picture of him, he had some demons. You could look and see. Here we go.
It was coke and something else, and I was up for days on end, and I started punching out different things in my guest house.
Like a frame, like what? Like a stuff?
No, I think I started with the TV, and then I went over to the lamp, and then everything in the guest house got wrecked.
Did you punch the TV?
Yeah, I literally punched the TV.
Did you like lacerate your hands? I mean, that sounds bad.
Did you hurt yourself?
I don't even remember at this point. I got totally spun out on uppers. I think it was coke and something.
Okay. That was him bragging about tearing down the house. So I want to show you this one too. Just kind of give you an idea of what, I don't know. It sparked my curiosity because when I first seen this story, I thought, there's something more going on with this. This guy, knowing Holly weird, I knew something was more going on with this.
Believed by investigators to be, quote, responsible for the death of his parents. So how'd we get here? Well, it's no secret that Nick has struggled with addiction, and behind closed doors, his parents, like many others,
I think I've seen
struggled to help their son navigate it. The tension was even the subject of
so let me find some more because I've already showed this. I had to get my phone fixed today. I couldn't receive incoming calls. The really cold weather hit the cell phone towers and messed with the phone. Oh, I know. We've been having problems with our I've been having problems with my our water lines froze. So I finally got to take me a full bath today. So I feel good because it's been a couple days since of course I took a little that'll be a good one for Prayer Garden. All right, here we go, y'all. This is what happened the night that they found them.
Rob Riner and his wife Michelle Singer Riner were found murdered at their Brentwood, Los Angeles home on Sunday afternoon, December 14th. The 78-year-old director and his 68-year-old wife suffered stab wounds. Their daughter Romy discovered the bodies and called 911. Rob was pronounced dead at the scene, while Michelle died en route to the hospital. Police are interviewing a family member. Multiple media outlets report their son Nick Riner is a suspect in the case. Nick has struggled with drug addiction and homelessness for years. Hollywood legend Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle Singer Reiner were found murdered at their
Show y'all a little image of that. So, but I was watching Ickamel today, and he was talking about that there could be some Satanism involved in that. I haven't had time to really dig deep into that, but we know that they got on there and said, that he was being allegedly sold to his dad's friends. Allegedly. So I don't know. Let me see if there's anything else about it. No. No, I don't think I have any more about it, but I want to say, what do y'all think about it? Do y'all think that he I thought they were both dead for days. Not according to this. I really don't know. I found another one where they said that they thought the mom was still alive when the girl came back or something, when the girl found them. I don't know. I smell conspiracy. That's what I smell. I smell a conspiracy theory about them. I don't know if I think I've already showed that one too. But I don't know. But to me, he looks like he was, he looks evil to me. But, let me hang on. Let me see if I can't find it. It was on Ickmail's tonight. How do you spell Ickmail? He was watching it. He was playing it tonight about that. They think he was. He looks evil in this. That guy does. Let me give credit to Ickmail right quick, and I'll bring it up. But let me put his link out here. But he was talking about that there was possibly some Satanism in that, and I thought, Hollyweird and Satanism goes hand in hand. Let me bring it up and let you watch some of Ickmail. Yeah, I don't want to play a lot of it, but here we go. Let me go back. He was talking about something a while ago. Right here. All right, there we go.
The other siblings resented him because who got the most attention? Nick. Who took all their energy? Nick. And who did they baby the most? Nick.
Fair use, y'all. Fair.
Rob was very much a stand on your own type of father, except when it came to Nick, you saw him as having an illness, a sickness, and babied him because of it. But other kids were so good. They loved their parents dearly. They loved Nick. He was just the one who drove them to the edge. And a friend said that in hindsight, Rob and Michelle should have been tougher on their wayward son. They wanted him to be happy and at peace, and they probably didn't have the tough love that they needed all the time, the friend said.
But I want to say this. If this guy has been in Satanism, he was a part of a cult. I'm not saying he is, it's just a legend. And his dad was doing what they were joking about on that. No wonder this man turned on him. No wonder. Or was he a sacrifice? We don't know. Or were they a sacrifice? Here we go. Let me go a little fast.
So I think it's probably the same information, maybe.
Let's see here.
The same actor talking about the situation. When he learned about the wife and the husband being killed, he said, "I bet you anything it was his son."
Of course.
They were fighting and arguing with each other while they were on set. They were kissing each other on the lips, which was weird.
That is very
Fighting,
weird.
arguing, kissing. I don't know what the hell is going on over here. Okay.
Kissing. That's what I'm
The
telling
way
you.
couples would fight in front of people, they just don't care anymore.
That's what I'm saying. They on the set of that movie, opera singer Julie Blitz guys was done the same way by his son in California. Okay. Drugs do, but I do think there were I think there were other things going on besides drugs. I really do. Because of what they said. And I'll play it again here in a minute. Ekmail. Hey, Nana Butterfly. Yeah, kissing each other on the lips. Yeah, that's weird. Who does that?
Truth bomb about what drove Rob Reiner's son to snap as motive and grisly details of his campaign of terror emerged. Ticking the time bomb. Oh, you like the thumbnail? For the one for
I hope
five.
I spelled Ekmail right.
Ticking time bomb who spiraled out of control. We know he was arrested. Nick had been living in their guest house, the same one he destroyed more than once. Oh, yeah.
I do want to say that we had a guy in our town who actually worked at the local post office in Harlan, and he was struggling with mental illness, not so much drugs, but schizophrenia. And the family was very scared of him, very, very scared. And so they would take turns sitting up at night watching him because, you know, he's seen things and he was in a psychosis state. Well, come to find out, he unalived the mom and the dad, chopped them up in little pieces and burnt them. And they went missing. And then they went looking for him and they found the remains burnt in a holler. And you know what he did after he did it? He went to the movies. He went to the movies and watched the movies after he unalived his parents. And the family was not surprised because the family was very scared of him. But this happened in Harlan. He worked at the local post office.
I had an audio clip of him talking about destroying stuff in the house, but it had been like a revolving door all his adult life. He would do meth and not sleep for days and then have outbursts, breaking things, punching walls. He was a ticking time bomb. His drug use was getting.
Who was providing the meth for this guy? He was getting a free ride and now he's doing all this. He thought it was funny. It ain't funny.
Getting worse, and his parents wanted him out. According to the source, Nick, who was one of the three children, frequently laughed off the destruction he caused during the drug-fueled episodes. So he's laughing about the shit. Used to brag how he could get away with anything and took money from his parents for drugs and prostitutes. I'm going to do whatever I want, and you're just going to take it. I don't give a shit.
And here it says he would talk about this stuff in meetings, but then stop going because he said it was too cultish, a source said. The thing is the best thing you can do for a child that is on drugs or in a mental state like that is put them in an institution or put them in jail because it actually saves their life. If Amanda would have been put in jail or would have stayed in jail a little bit longer, maybe she wouldn't have died. I know that's what kept her from dying because we expected it at any time because of the life that she lived. Rob played Mike in the TV show All in the Family. Yeah, see, I never did watch that show much, so I'm not real familiar about him. I just think there's more to this than meets the eye. Here we go.
He would talk about this stuff in meetings, but then he stopped going because he said it was too cultish. He laughed about destroying his parents' guest house more than once. He was so nonchalant about it. Yeah, a little spoiled, good-for-nothing brat. And the only relevance is his drug use, and that's the movie that they made together. That was the only reason he was on that. Did all those interviews.
I guess that's him.
He kept saying he hadn't touched heroin and that he could handle his weed, but that turned into meth and staying up for days and not eating. He really had no control. He busted his hand when he punched the bathroom wall and refused to get help. He would fight with his parents because they would give him the ultimatum: take the medication and stop using or get out. And there's been stories like that we've covered. So his parents.
Did y'all hear about what Trump said today? Did y'all hear about what he said? He said that the dad that was unalived had Trump deranged syndrome. Like, I can understand that he would, have an opinion about that, but that was definitely not the time or I mean, he should have been a little bit more respectful of the man's death, in my opinion. Hello, Running Bear. But I don't know what this guy actually put, but I know he was friends with the Obamas and was supposed to meet the Obamas that day. I think I do have a video of that where Michelle Obama was talking about that they were supposed to meet that day. Let's see if I can find that. I think this is it right here. Let me pull it up. Hang on just a second. I think this is the one where that Michelle Obama said they were supposed to meet today. They were supposed to meet. I don't really care about Trump no more because of the way he done. He talked ish about Trump getting shot. Oh, did he? And had nothing nice to say about Mega and Charlie Kirk's death. Oh, okay. Okay, I understand now. I knew there was something behind that. Listen, you can't mock other people. You cannot do that. It will come back on you. It will. All right, let's see. This is where I think Michelle Obama says that they will
Announced that our office will be filing charges against Nick Riner, who was accused of killing his parents, actor director Rob Reiner, and photographer producer Michelle Singer Riner. These charges will be 2 counts of first-degree murder with a special circumstance of multiple murders. He also faces a special allegation that he personally used a dangerous and deadly weapon, that being a knife. These charges carry a maximum sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole or the death penalty. Today, I'm here to announce that our office will be filing charges against Nick Riner, who was accused of killing his parents, actor director Rob Reiner, and photographer producer Michelle Singer.
I thought I had one saved for Michelle Obama. So I want to show you all, because those of you that thinks he's a nice guy, he was a nice guy. Y'all know how I am about these Hollywood people. And I just showed this and I'm going to show it again. You know how they have to speak the truth about things. I want you to listen on this. You know how they get up there and they make jokes and stuff. Well, I want you to listen about what this guy was saying that this guy did to his son Nick. Listen closely. Let me make it bigger. All right, trigger warning, y'all. Trigger.
Started inviting many of his famous friends to son. And that list includes some of the greats in comedy. On a typical night, Carl would slip into Rob's bed.
There is never, ever a context or a situation where saying something like that is funny. This is just the typical culture behind Hollywood. They seem to think these things are funny. And as they say, many things are said in jest. There are some very dark undertones within that industry. And this is just a prime example of it. So if they're saying things like this on stage in front of everyone, then what else are they doing when the cameras ain't rolling? There's a question for you. And to all those that say, oh, it's just comedy, oh, it's just a bit of fun, you are a big part of the problem.
Carl started inviting many of his famous friends to son.
He started inviting many of his favorite friends to his son. Many of them were comedians. while they're laughing. The same thing happened with the guy from Full House with the Olsen twins. He started talking. They did the same thing, laughing and talking about it. The Olsen twins that way. They're not lying. They have to tell us. If that's true, no wonder this guy had psychiatric problems. What I do? Oh no. What I do? The Daisy. Okay, here I am. Disgusting. That's probably why they turn to drugs. Yes. They're not saying that. They have to tell us what they're doing. They have to tell us what they're doing. And kids don't get on drugs and stuff for no reason. Something happened. I know deep down in my soul things happened to Amanda that she never told us. She told me some, but she never told me to what extent. But I know something bad happened to her when she was a child. I haven't watched TV or movies in 5 years. They went demonic. Exactly. Exactly. Kids just don't turn to drugs, alcohol, and everything else for no reason. Something had to happen. And I believe wholeheartedly that's probably what happened. If they're going to do other children that way, they're going to do their own children that way. I'm not saying it's true, but getting up there and doing that, I think the comedy was talking about Rob's father, Carl, but it was a joke, not a joke that I find funny though. Well, that's not the only thing on that show that they have come out about. And then later we find out that it was actually true. Like I said, they did it with the Olsen twins. And I believe who jokes about something like that anyway? How is that even funny? And he didn't even flinch because guess what? It's normal in Hollywood. It's normal for them to be pedophiles. They think it's great, to hurt little children. Look at Britney Spears. I don't think she'll be alive much longer. Oh yeah, I seen an interview the other day where her ex-husband said that he's just waiting for the call. I guess it's really bad. He said that the night that they got married that she called Justin Timberlake and that evidently something's real bad with her right now. Now her brother's girlfriend came out and said that her brother is keeping her high on drugs allegedly from Mexico. The drugs that come from Mexico, I guess the hallucinants. There's something major wrong with her. Major, major wrong. He spoke about something happening to Robert with Robin Williams. I don't know, y'all. There's some reason why these celebrities unalive themselves, get unalived, unalive each other. They lose a family member. Usually it's somebody they're close to because remember the soap. That joke was about what? Rocker girl. But seriously, we all know Holly Weird and we know how these extreme liberals are as well. So I'm not saying it's true, but I'm just saying, if that was the case, no wonder this young guy turned. Look at the Mendeza brothers. Like the same thing happened with the Mendeza brothers, y'all. And this may come out in court. It may come out in court like the Mendeza brothers, if that is the truth. The joke was about Carl Reiner and his son Rob Reiner, not Nick. Well, if it was, and Carl was doing that to Rob, then Rob was probably doing it to Nick, in my opinion. Because it's a chain reaction. I'm not saying it is true. I'm not saying it. I'm just saying we all know how Holly Weird is, y'all. We know how they are. And I could be wrong, but the same thing happened. I mean, something has to happen for kids to turn against their parents, to want to unalive their parents, unless it is extreme mental illness. There is many people that's on drugs, many people that's on meth. There's many people that's on heroin that does not kill their family. There's something more sinister going on there. He's not talking about Nick, he's talking about Rob, the one killed, and Rob's dad, Carl. I know that's what people are saying, but still, yet, if Carl did that to Rob, did Rob do that to Carl or Nick? We don't know. I'm just saying that in itself is not funny at all. Um, y'all know how these Hollywood people are. And then they hung with the Obamas, and we know Obama was probably one on the Epstein's list along with the Clintons. So Carl was the grandfather, and then Rob was the son, and then Rob and Nick. I can't imagine a worse way to go than the hands of your own child. Exactly. I would never raise my kids in a big city, especially Los Angeles. Yeah, because it's run by pedophiles, y'all. And many people went to the police in Los Angeles about P. Diddy, and nothing was done. All of these assaults that went against P. Diddy, they went to the police and reported these assaults, allegedly, and nothing was done. Look at Diddy and his circle of friends. Exactly. Carl was the creator and writer of the Dick Van Dyke Show. Okay. So they were born into like rich family people. I'm not saying it's true. Hey, Sleuthy, I'm just saying it's awful sus to me. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong. But I don't know. Daisy, did you see that Rob and his wife tried to get their son Nick help and they were denied help by the system? No, I did not see that. I also heard that they kind of coddled him a little bit, which I understand. Children, it's very, very hard to turn your child away and put them out on the streets. I mean, I couldn't imagine putting my children out on the streets no matter how bad they were. I couldn't imagine that. It's sad. It's a sad situation. But he should have never mocked uh, Scientology and Hollywood control LE and politics in LA. I would never live there ever. I heard the Kardashians had a lot of control in Los Angeles as well. I heard Kris Jenner did. I don't know. But I'll tell you this. If there is more to the story, it may come out in court because this guy's looking at the death penalty. So there's a good chance that he may squeal about this. If there was abuse at home that caused him to do this, then then it'll come out during a trial unless they don't want it to come out and he takes a plea deal, which I think may possibly happen. He may take a plea deal, but I don't know. So hang on, I'm gonna get rid of these pictures that Prayer Garden posted about me. They're on my thing. And I'm like, what the truck? Let me see here. Oh, here they are. Oh, Lord, she's a devil. Let me get rid of them. Okay. There we go. I got rid of them. They're demonic also. Yeah, they are. They are. They act like a lot of them act like that they believe in God like the Kardashians, but it ain't our God. It's their own. It's not our God. You can't do the things that those Kardashians do and then you know, run to God. They're into witchcraft. We all know that. They've openly. In fact, when Kim Kardashian lost her case with or she failed her law boards, and she told her mom, like, tell them psychics they're fired because they were wrong. Well, what do you expect when you go to a freaking devil worshiping psychic? Hey, Lori P, how are you? You doing okay? Who knows? But, you just can't do that. You can't do it. So, I don't know what happened. Hopefully it'll come out in court if they, I do have a suspicion that it could possibly be a Mendeza brother case. I don't know. Um, it's weird that it came out though with all these shootings and stuff, y'all. Y'all heard about when Yanni was on here the other night with me, she was talking about the people that were attacking the people in Australia at that thing. Well, they were celebrating Hanukkah. It was the first night of Hanukkah, and there were 15 people unalived that night. And one of the people that was shot grabbed the gun from one of the mans to stop him from shooting, and then the other guy started shooting at him. Kim told the family she sold her soul for them to live that way. Wow. I'd say they've all done it now. They've all done it. Not just Kim. They've all are heading towards billionaire status. Kim's a billionaire, but the other ones are too. So I wouldn't sell my soul for nobody. There ain't no amount of money in this world that's worth selling your eternal soul. This life is very, very short. You're only here for a short time. Life after life is eternal. I mean, she can always take it back, but she'd have to walk away from that lifestyle because they would unalive her if she did take it back. But I mean, it's never too late for somebody's soul until their last breath. You can call upon Jesus on your last breath and be saved. But this short life is not worth eternal life. Eternal life in glory land versus eternal life in forever torture, forever sadness, forever not of God. Everything good is of God. So not having God is sad. That's a feeling of I wouldn't want that feeling of not ever having God. He's hope. Without God, there's no hope. Money isn't everything. It's such a short stay here. Yeah. And I seen a thing the other day where she's actually scared to die. Like she thinks morbid things about death. Well, a Christian don't think that because they know they're going home. But when you're not walking with the Lord and you're not walking with the light, of course you're going to be terrified to die because you don't know where you're going. And I would be terrified too. I mean, from if you look and see some of um, these evil people that have no mercy, think about that being tenfold and you at the mercy with nobody there to help you in hell. You're at full mercy of these demons who hate you with everything in them. You think about a wild lion or bear coming at you with lust for food, that's nothing in compared to a demon that hates you. A demon that hates you can think about anything. Like you can't even imagine. Let's just put it like that. What they will do to you in hell 1 second after you die. And I seen this thing in where Selena, the singer that was unalived, her dad, he passed away, and people were like posting pictures of her with her dad in heaven. And there has been many people who has near death experiences that said, "Hey, Mrs. T," that has said that they have seen her specifically in Michael Jackson, both in Hades. Both of them they have seen several people, not just one or two people, but there has been several people said that they've seen her and Michael Jackson, and the stories are very similar. They say that Michael Jackson is made to sing his songs and he is beat in hell. Many people said they've seen that. These apartments that I live in here are all haunted by army soldiers. No, they're haunted by demons. They're not haunted by soldiers. I have no, a Christian person does not have a fear of death. Why would you? You know you're going back home to your father. Like, this earth is probably, I pray that this earth is the only hell I've ever will ever be in. I pray that I go to heaven, and I ask God, like, don't never let me slip away. When I start slipping away, bring me back. Don't let me go, because I never want to go to Hades, nor do I want to see anybody go to Hades. But these celebrities get so caught up, diamonds. They get so caught up in their riches and their lust and their love for themselves and their glorification. Well, it's pride. It's pride. And what is pride? A deadly sin. It is a very deadly sin. So they make themselves their own gods. I'm not saying every celebrity does that, but there is a big amount of them that do, and it's the money that usually will change them. The money and the fame, and then they get these leeches on them, that likes the demonic leeches, that likes to push them and lead them, like, come on, do this. Everybody else is doing this. You'll be a billionaire if you unalive this child and drink its blood. Y'all know they do it. What do? They want to be billionaires. They want to be rich. So that's what they do. Hey, I'm going downstairs. I took an accidental something and will be up a while setting up my TV. Okay. Hey, my three sons. But yeah, so for them to say that Selena went to heaven, I don't know. I don't know if she did or not. But there has been, in fact, there was a child that had went to Hades and came back and said that she saw Selena in hell. There's been a lot of people saying they seen Michael Jackson in hell and other celebrities. So I don't know. I don't know. With this weather the way it is and without lack of sunlight, it does make you want to sleep more. I slept a lot today, y'all. And I wanted to lay down and take another nap, but I thought, I might just do me a live stream. So here I am. But yeah. So you might sell your soul, but Selena, the singer that passed years ago, yes. Let me see if I can find that. I'll see if I can find that. The girl uh, that said that she, hang on. The girl who went to hell and saw Selena. Y'all think I'm joking? Hang on. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. I saw famous celebrities in hell and was asked to stop listening to the secular music. Hang on. It's a young girl. I don't think this is the girl, though. I seen it a long time ago. Woman sees Selena in hell. Let me put it out here right quick. Credit to this person. Avoid hell. If y'all want to watch it. But she says, credit to avoid hell. Okay. Let me pull it up. But this girl says she went to hell, but I think she might have been a younger girl when she did it. Let me see. Let's see what she said.
See, from the title of this video, I'll be talking about something that I really don't like to talk about, and even some of the people who are closest to me have never heard me mention this, and it's because it wasn't like a pleasant experience. It was very traumatic. So I'm telling it to you because God wants me to. He does not show me the things that he shows me, and he doesn't allow me to experience the things that I've experienced for me to be quiet about it. So I had to really just get over my discomfort with the situation and, you know, the trauma that I felt experiencing those. And what happens is you are fully aware of why you're there, and you are fully aware of what you should have done and while you were on earth and alive, and the opportunities that you had to do the right thing and make the right decisions. So I just beg you, before it's too late, do the right thing, make the right decisions. You know what God wants from you. And it hurts me that there are millions of people or billions of people who have to go to hell to understand that the things that they deemed important while they were alive really meant nothing. Okay, God is everything. God means everything. And we have to allow him to lead us and guide us, and we have to be willing to yield to him while we're on this earth. We have to be obedient. We have to be obedient to the voice of the Lord. So God needs you to be obedient to him. God needs you to yield to whatever he's telling you to do. And this is because he wants you to inherit your place in the kingdom. He wants you to get your inheritance.
I'm going to get to the point where she gets to the story. Hang on.
Designer, and she designed clothes, and I don't think that there's any woman on earth who would object to having her figure sit out. I just wanted to, you know, have her figure. I wanted to dance around. I wanted to design clothes. I wanted to sing. So I really admired the life that she created for herself. And I just thought she was a really admirable person. And I thought it was really unfortunate that she had to die so tragically and so soon. At the time, it seemed like she was so much older. But now that I'm older, I realized that she was actually really young. So one night, my cousin and I were in our living room, and I was 12, and we were singing Dreaming of You. And anyone who knows Selena, you probably know that song. You definitely know that song. And so I'll never forget this, and I hope I don't start crying because just thinking about it's upsetting. Okay. So I'm singing the song, and I'm like all into it, and I like bend over, I'm singing, and I hear like a voice singing. So I'm thinking it's my voice. I'm like, ooh, I sound good tonight. Sometimes if you're singing or you're talking really loud, you can actually hear the sound like on the other side of the room. Your voice reflecting from the other side of the room because you're so loud. So that's what I thought was going on, right? And so I just look up to where I hear the sound coming from, and standing there. Let me tell you guys just really quickly. The Lord has allowed me to see demons, and it's easier for me to talk about that than talk about this. And I'm going to tell you why. It's because demons are not humans. They were not born of a woman. They did not have the opportunity to receive salvation. I can't identify with them. But this is so hurtful because she was alive, just like we are now. And she transitioned. Her body died, but her soul, while it was in a state of death and separation from God, her soul still exists. Her spirit still exists. But she can't come back here. So it's just hurtful for me to talk about all of this. So I look up and I see her standing there. And I'm going to tell you that she looks horrifying. And the only reason why I knew it was her was because she had on this purple jumpsuit. And when I was younger, I was able to like tell you about all her famous outfits. And this purple jumpsuit was very famous. It was sparkly. It had like a diamond cutout in the belly button. It was kind of like bell bottoms. And so I see her, and I know it's her because of her figure and because of the outfit. If she didn't have that on, I would not have looked at her face and been able to say, yeah, that's Selena. But seeing the figure, seeing the outfit, and then looking, you can say, okay, that's her. Her face. Her face. I can't even explain to you guys how her face. I'm not talking about the expression on her face. I didn't get to that part yet. I'm talking about the skin. It wasn't skin, but the skin on her face. It looked like it was melting, but it was like, it wasn't moving or anything. It just looked like it had melted and froze in that place. It was indented in some areas. It was lumped in some areas. And it was, if I had to give it a color, I would say it was some type of grayish color. It wasn't grayish and tan. It wasn't grayish and brown. It was nothing like a human skin color. It was grayish. Her hair, it looked like somebody took a bucket of like the Nickelodeon slime and poured it on her hair. And her hair, it just looked heavy and dirty. And it looked like it just had gook and all types of goo in it. Her eyes, the pupils, they glowed, and they glowed some type of neon greenish color. And still in her eyes, she looked right at me. I looked right at her. And if I can tell you guys, okay, first of all over, she just looked dirty, like she has never washed, never taken a bath. She just.
Okay, I just want to stop this for just a second for purposes of copyright. But this girl is a Christian, and she had an experience in hell, and she's talking about Selena, the singer.
Looked dirty and disgusting. But she, in her eyes, when I looked at her and she looked at me, she didn't verbalize anything, but she looked so sorry. In her eyes, she looked so sorry. Like she was full of regret. She looked so filled with sorrow. And she just looked like she was sorry. Like she just wished she didn't do the things that she did. She wished she wasn't the person that she was when she was here. She just looked sorry. She looked sorry. She looked hopeless. She looked like she was void of any good thing. No love, no hope, no joy, absolutely no reason to smile. No such thing as tomorrow. It was just over. And she looked just completely destroyed. I mean, spiritually, just destroyed. And when I saw her and I looked at her and she was looking at me, and she would not move her eyes from staring at me, I began to scream. I think I gasped. I screamed. I started crying, and I ran. And now keep in mind, my cousin is in there with me. My cousin didn't see it. But when I screamed and I gasped, my cousin screamed. And when I ran, she ran. And she was like all hysterical because I was so hysterical. She's like, what happened? And I was just screaming and crying. And I think that it was too much for me at that time.
So she had a vision. She's not the only person that has had visions or has experienced hell and saw Michael Jackson and Selena. There's a littler girl that was from another country that said that they had seen her. Now, I don't know what her religious beliefs were. There's people are saying in the chat she was Jehovah's Witness. I don't know, but I know that there has been people come out and talk about it. So I don't know. God rest her soul. I hope she's in heaven, but there's been a lot of people say differently.
Because I suppressed the memory. I absolutely forgot that this happened to me. And then one day in my early 20s, I was sitting in the same living room where this took place. I was sitting next to my mom, and I was on the computer, And I was watching a video about a young lady, I think her name is Angela or something like that, who had saw different celebrities and just had a really supernatural experience with the Lord, where he took her and allowed her to see different things in the spirit. And when she spoke about Selena, I didn't remember at first. And then I was like, Ma, I remember seeing Selena too, right here. And I pointed to the spot because it just so happened that the couch was right next to it. And she was like, yeah, I remember. And I'm like, well, I didn't, you know. And she was like, I remember it. And she was like, because I didn't remember anything that happened. I just remember it at that time, okay, I saw her. And then my mom was like, you just kept saying for about 2 weeks, but why did she look like that? But why did she look like that? I don't get why she looked like that. But why would she look like that? And then she said, you just stopped talking about it. So yeah, I believe my mom just told me, like, after that, you know, you just stopped. And that point when I stopped is the point where my brain said, this is too much for you. You're not going to remember this. And so at
A lot of people do say that when they have an experience in hell, that it's too much. Like the man that went to hell and spent 23 minutes in hell, like he had to pray hell off of him because he was in fetal position when he came back and was crying. And it's no joke. It's no joke. And many people experience it. So here we go.
that time, it was a lot when I actually remembered it all, because when you have a suppressed memory, it's not just, oh, I remember. It's you relive. Your brain brings it all back all at once. And it's like you're seeing it and experiencing it, and those feelings happen just like they're new. And it was bad. It was bad. And it definitely, you know, put the fear of God in me at that point in my life, because I was starting to take God more seriously, because I had been backsliding and getting it together and then backsliding again. And this time I had a feeling that I had to get it together. And when I remembered that, I really, really needed Jesus, because you can't handle seeing things like that and knowing things like that exist when you're not grounded and rooted in Christ. So I, you know, I definitely clung to God after that. And I never understood why he chose to show her to the other young lady, to me, and maybe to other people. I don't know. I was wondering what it is about her. And there's so many people who have passed away that, you know, would make him show her in that state. So I'm going to tell you a couple of things. The dirt that was on her, it represented the spiritual condition that she was in when she passed away. A lot of the times when we see celebrities and we see people who we deem to be so beautiful, we're seeing them physically. God is looking at people spiritually, and spiritually, a lot of these people are deformed, horrifying, and filthy. And there's actually nothing that is truly beautiful or admirable about them, because they have not followed the way of our God. They have chosen to oppose him. And while superficially they may have all the features that us humans deem to be nice and desirable, but internally, when you look at them spiritually, when God sees them, he sees someone who is filthy, and that is indicative of the fact that they never allowed themselves to be washed with the blood of Jesus.
Amen. And I believe that with all my heart. I believe when I look at like Kim Kardashian or Beyonce or any of those, I think that if we saw them spiritually, we would see a demon. Hey, Debbie Nelson. So I'm going to take her down and show you another one. Now, this is the little girl that I seen that said, now I seen this years ago. And this is before I started going down the rabbit hole pretty deep. And this is a young girl actually that had an experience, and she's the one that actually saw Michael Jackson and Selena in hell. And this is where I first heard about people going to hell, and it's kind of scary. So hang on just a second. I'm going to pull it up, because I know y'all think, oh Lord, Daisy's going down that rabbit hole again. Daisy's talking crazy. But is it crazy? Y'all? All right, this girl doesn't speak the language, so someone's speaking for her.
Me a place where I could see a woman that was there in the flames being tormented, and she would scream and ask the Lord for mercy. Then the Lord said, daughter, that person that you see over there in those flames is Selena. And the Lord said that Selena was there, and we began to get close to her, and she would say, Lord, have mercy on me. Forgive me, Lord. Take me out of here. She repented at that moment, and the Lord would look at her and say, it's too late. It's too late. You can no longer repent. And when she saw me, she said, please, I beg you to go and tell everyone that you tell them about this, but please tell them. Do not be silent about it. Go and tell them not to come here to this place. Go and tell them not to listen to my songs, not to sing my songs. And I say to her, why are you telling me this? Why do you want me to go and say this? And then she said, because every time they sing and listen to my songs, they torment me even more. And when they torment me, that person that continues that and sings and listens to these songs that I used to sing when I was alive begins to walk towards this place. Please go and tell them not to come here. Go and tell them that hell is real. And she would scream, and the demons would throw spears at her from a far distance, and they would land on her body. And she would say, help me, Lord. Have mercy on me, Lord. She would cry out. But the Lord said to her, it's too late. And soon after, I could see at a distance a place where all the singers and artists would go when they died. What they would do is sing and sing and would not stop singing. And the Lord would say, daughter,
I think this is the same girl that was talking about Michael Jackson and them too. I have to stop it for just a minute so I don't get like a copyright because of the music and stuff. But this is the young girl that I remember seeing for the first time, saying that she saw Selena and Michael Jackson in hell.
person that's here in this place has to repeat what they did up on earth. If that person has not repented, at that moment he said that many famous people come here, famous people like I should say Michael Jackson, and this person was very satanic. Although many people never knew this, but this is true because he had made satanic pacts and he had made deals with Satan to be able to have his fame and many fans. And those steps he would do, that dance he would do is exactly how the demons walk in hell as they torment.
Okay, that's what I was going to point out. The moonwalk, see, the devil does everything backwards in hell, right? And so this girl is saying that in hell, demons walk like that, and that Michael Jackson was walking like demons when he did the moonwalk. I don't know, but I do know that demons do the opposite of what God does. So, like, and you've seen that Michael Jackson throwed up the satanic sign, the devil sign, in his music. He did it all the time. So, but this girl said, yeah, she said she saw him and that demons walk backwards in hell. Here we go.
Lord showed me right after that he had died. He showed me that Michael Jackson was being tormented in the flames, and I would cry when the Lord showed me this. I cried so much because to see someone in hell is not easy. And I saw how this person was being tormented. He would scream, and that person that would listen to his songs, that sings his songs and are fans of his, I tell you that you're being tangled up in the nets of Satan so that you would go to hell. But I tell you this today, renounce that in the name of Jesus, because he wants you to be free and does not want you to be lost, because he wants to give you eternal life and love abundantly. Why? Because Satan, with the use of these tools, comes and pulls you towards hell. And he showed me a place where I could see a woman that was there in the.
So yeah, the video actually of the girl talking goes into more details than this did. Yes, Taylor Swift does the demonic hand signs. Yes, I do believe Taylor Swift went to the dark side. Satan sure is having a field day the last few days. Oh yeah, he definitely is. And what there was something else. Oh, did you see that rock star that did their concert in at the Spear in Las Vegas? Like, it is super, super demonic. It takes you through hell and different portals in hell. And he's some kind of rock star. Let me see. Rock star. I'll show you at the portal, at the spear. How do you spell spear? In Vegas. I can't spell. I was going to show you all demonic. It's demonic. Let me see if I can find it. Demonic scene. Hang on. Scene at the Spear in Vegas. Let me see. It's a hang on. It's like really creepy. It's got like creepy stuff in it. Oh, portals are rare. Sling and stone. Well, that's. I was gonna pull it up on eBay. Oh Lord, hang on. Let me see if I can find it, y'all. Y'all know I'm going in a rabbit hole here. The Spear in Vegas. Let me see if I can find it so I can show you all.
The Las Vegas Sphere just announced their first EDM event, and it's straight up demonic.
Here's. Let me see.
Nobody talking about what this.
Hang on, I'm gonna show y'all this. It's like super scary. If y'all think Daisy's crazy, and you think Daisy's not telling the truth, then watch this stuff. Watch it. They're all telling us that they worship not our God. They worship their own God. They're all going to the dark side, and they don't even care. They don't even care that they are. Here we go. Let me bring it up. I think that's not it. Well, I shared it on there. Hang on, let me bring it back up again, y'all. Oh my, y'all. They're not even trying to hide it anymore. They ain't, Bub. Bub. Hush your mouth. Hang on, let me bring it up, y'all. Bub. Hang on. Here we go. Here we go. Don't be drinking my pop. Well, I know I just got one more left.
No, you had some.
I better have some. I got one more. You better not be drinking it.
No, I was gonna drink it.
No, you ain't neither. Here we go. So that this is it right here, y'all. I can't play the music. Okay, hang on. This is it right here.
Brown Band. This is how they kicked off their concert in Las Vegas. If that wasn't weird enough, let's go ahead and keep watching what happens.
I can't play that music, y'all. Zach Brown Band. I want y'all to watch this. This is at the Spear in Las Vegas. If y'all ever don't be drinking her pop. He's always drinking my pop. But look how evil this is, y'all. Let me take this down right quick so y'all can see the whole thing. Look at that. I can't play the music to it. It's got a kid, and then in his eye, he goes to hell. I know, Gail. I know. This is a red door. I just can't play the music to it, but I want to show you all how really evil it is. It's got a skull, and then it's got like a wall, and it's got like dead, like in hell, dead bodies crawling through the walls. It's like really super demonic. I would never go there and do that. Never, 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 never. Look at that, y'all. Now, look in the background and the walls. Can you see the demons crawling like it's like people in hell? Like, see if she shows it up close. Like, you cannot tell me these singers are not demonic, y'all. Y'all can't tell me they ain't demonic. There, that's what I'm talking about right there. See those demons crawling in that wall, like in the between the walls, like they're in hell. Look at that. So Day Day is not crazy when it comes to these demonic celebrities. Now, I don't know about Selena, but there has been many people come out and said they've seen her and Michael Jackson both in Hades. So I don't know. Let's see what she has to say.
Urging you to please seek the Lord and ask for wisdom and discernment on what you should be allowing in your life, because the days are truly evil.
I'll get a copyright. But it is. It's creepy and it's scary and it's demonic, and only people from hell. What I do? Did I knock myself down? Oh, wait, I'm back. Here I am. Only people that's been experiencing evil and demons will do that. Will play with stuff like that. Like that stuff comes from hell. A lot of people who's passed on and had an experience with hell has said that these demons that's in these movies and stuff is exactly what they look like in hell. Got to call it a night to all the farm fam. Good night, unapproachable light. But yeah, so I do think that there is a connection between these celebrities and the stuff that they do and the evil that they are. And I think that we don't know. Maybe it'll come out in the trial that good night, unapproachable. What really happened with that young boy in the whole this whole case of the Nick Riner thing. But make no mistake, I do believe there is some evil that goes along with it. I do believe that, in my opinion. So, let me see here. See if I can find something else on there. Let me see. Yeah. So there was other people that said they seen Michael Jackson. Let me see if I can find that person who seen Michael Jackson. I can't spell that for nothing. M-I-M-E-M-M-I-M-M-A-E Michael. I spelled that wrong. Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson in hell. Or in Hades. Let's see. Atheist sees Michael Jackson in hell. Hang on, let's see what this is about. So evidently there's more than one person seen Michael Jackson in hell. Wow. Here is the thing. I'm going to bring it up, y'all. Let's see what this person has to say after the thing. God's voice clip. Here we go.
And I saw Michael Jackson. And that really threw me for a loop.
God's
I could not
voice
believe what I was seeing. I knew it was Michael Jackson. The moment that my eyes found his shape, I knew it was Michael Jackson. And he was dancing, he was screaming, he was crying, he was on fire, and he was dancing on a stage for demons. There were demons right in front of him. And I knew that he could never stop dancing. Anytime he would want to stop dancing, the demons would light him on fire again, throw fire at his feet, throw pebbles, brimstone that was flaming fireballs at him, so that he would have to start again, and he would have to keep on dancing, and he could never stop. And he was doing the,
He is not the only one that has said that same thing, y'all. He is not the only one that said it. Here we go.
The Michael Jackson dance was the ones that we all know, the moonwalk, the leg kick, every single one. And I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I just could not believe it. And it shocked me to my core to think that there were celebrities, people that I grew up watching on TV, that I grew up hearing on the radio, watching in movies.
Many people that experience hell are atheists, and when they come back, they're changed people. They're changed people.
Were in this place. Somehow I thought that, celebrities had some sort of special, thing about them that, they don't get to go to this place. They can just bypass it altogether. But no, it's in this moment that I realize everybody is equal. It doesn't matter whether you are a homeless man on the street or the president of the United States. We are all on the same playing field. Earth is a test for every single one of us in the same fashion. Now, we all have different decisions that we have to make, but our test is still the same here. We're meant to try to find our way back to God through our decisions. Everything in this world is meant to deceive us.
We are given free will. We are given free will, y'all. Don't matter if you're a celebrity or who you are, we are given free will.
And, that may sound kind of harsh, but if you understand that the earth is a test, think of a test that you took back, back when you were in school, multiple choice test, right? You have the statement, and then you have to select one of those choices that fits the answer, right? There's only one of those answers that's correct. A, B, C, or D. You've got to pick one. What are the other three there for? They're meant to deceive you. They're meant to throw you off. And that's essentially what earth is. When we have conflict on earth and we are put in situations where we must decisions, there is one right decision and there are multiple wrong decisions that we can make in this life. And that goes for everybody. No one is exempt from this.
I do believe that we choose whether we want to take the road to hell or not. God lets us make that own decision.
And I'm thinking about your experience in hell. Just there's so many things that happened. There's so many questions to have. But the one about Michael Jackson, man. And so this happened right after he passed away, right?
Yeah. This happened. I was like 23 to 25 when this happened. I think he passed in 2009, maybe 2010, somewhere around there. This had happened. I mean, within that year, it happened very close to his death. And I often wonder why it is that I even saw Michael Jackson. Like, I could have seen any other celebrity, because there's one thing I forgot to mention. As I saw Michael Jackson and I was thinking of all the celebrities that I thought, would never enter this place, I got the sense that there were other celebrities there.
Hang on just a second. Voice clips. The voice clips. Okay, here we go.
And the two celebrities that came to my mind were Bob Marley and Selena. Again, I don't know why those particular celebrities were given to me in this experience, but Michael Jackson, I actually have a connection with Michael Jackson, and that's my name, Michael. And I didn't realize it then, because, when I, as Michael, when I say Michael Jackson, I don't even think of myself. I'm thinking completely of this other person, this other entity named Michael Jackson. And funny enough, I had gotten into a conversation with my mom, and we were just talking about names. She actually just brought up, when I just mentioned to you that her name is Lourdes, and she, prays to the Saint Lourdes, went to the waterfall and all that. She looks over to me and she says, "Michael, do you know that you were named after Michael Jackson?" And I was like, "Whoa, what?" And he says, "Yeah, you were named after Michael Jackson." And then she told me that my cousins, I have two other cousins, they were named after actors as well.
So I wonder if that's why God let him see Michael in hell, allegedly. Let's see what he says. Selena is in hell too. He doesn't say Selena's in hell. There was two.
And I was just, the moment she said, "Yeah, you were named after Michael Jackson," I mean, now it made sense to me. Now I understand why I saw this first, because I actually had a connection to him that I wasn't even aware of. I didn't even contemplate that connection until my mom said that. And then I realized that now that's why I would see him there.
Thanks for watching. This was just a short clip from the full episode of God.
But yeah, this guy supposedly saw Michael Jackson too in hell. No, I played clips of other people that said that they saw Selena in hell. A young girl, and then there's a lot of people that saw celebrities, but the ones that see Michael Jackson always say the same thing. They always say when they see him in hell, they say what they see. So I don't know, y'all, but it's weird. I'll tell you that. I don't think I would ever want to go to hell, even if it was just to come back to earth. I don't want to be in. I don't want that. I mean, I wouldn't want a near hell experience. I'd be too afraid, in my opinion, to, let's see. Hang on. Who went to hell? See if I can pull up anything. I know Mary Kay Baxter went to hell, but she never mentioned other people like celebrities. But there has been a lot that has saw celebrities in hell. Jesus talks about it. You know what I mean? About Hades and Lazarus. What is he saying? Selena is in hell too. Well, according to what people that has had near-death experiences has said, that they have seen celebrities in hell. Let's see. Let me see if I can find it. If I can find it, I will show you more of it. But the first time I seen was a young girl who said that she saw a celebrity. Oh, let's play this in hell. They're not exempt from hell. That's for darn sure. This is credit too. Let me pull it up. I hope I didn't get no copyright off this. when you sing, singers, when they sing songs. Yeah, they say that when they sing songs that they.
It's like a mantra when you repeat a chorus over and over and over. So when a kid hears a song and he starts singing that chorus over and over and over, then you start to hear it in the alpha state, into the subconscious mind. So you start to become the song or become what you're saying.
Have you ever asked yourself, what kind of music do I listen to?
I mean, we all know that they put stuff in our music. Like there's music that they play in a store that will make you want to buy more stuff, that makes you want to buy stuff. It messes with your subconscious. So this here, I think this is just talking about in general music itself. Let's see here.
Said he was taken to hell by God, and he on his...
Hang on, let's go here.
In 2016, Pastor Gerald Johnson, the founder and senior pastor of Faith Culture Church in Austin, Texas, said he was taken to hell by God. And he, on his return, made a shocking revelation about the music world. He even described hearing secular music like Rihanna's Umbrella being played by demons as a form of torment. Let's listen to his revelation.
I saw the real hell. I was there, and I wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy. I don't care what a person has done to me, I would never wish that on them. For me, the way it went is that I thought I was having a heart attack. My spirit physically left my body, and I thought I was going upward because I believed I had done so much good in this lifetime, helped so many people, and made godly decisions. But instead of going up, I went down. Jesus even said that, so shall the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of the earth. The things I saw were indescribable and make me emotional every time I talk about it. One thing that blew me away was seeing a man on all fours, like a dog, burned from the crown of his head to the soles of his feet. His eyes were bulging out, and worse than that, he had a chain around his neck, like a dog in hell. Even worse, a demon was holding the chain. In hell, things aren't spoken. They're known telepathically. I knew this demon had been sent into the man's life to torment him from childhood until death. The demon knew that if it could stay in the man's life long enough to keep him from serving God and making righteous decisions, it would have power over him in hell, making him a slave. It was twice the torment, being a slave to the devil on earth and then being tormented like a dog in hell. Another thing that shocked me was a section in hell where music was playing. It was the same music we hear on earth, but instead of entertainers singing, demons were singing. They used the same lyrics we hear, and I understood telepathically that many lyrics and songs on earth are inspired by demons.
Absolutely.
Some artists open themselves up to the spirit realm.
They all do. Now, this is where we talked about, me and Selah talked about the spirit realm, that when they sell their soul, make a deal with the devil, that's where they get this music at, y'all. All right, I got to stop for just a second because of copyright, but I want y'all to listen to this.
Often by using substances to get verses, bars, and inspiration. But this illegal access opens the door to demonic influence, and the lyrics are created to control people on earth. In hell, music is not for comfort or entertainment, it is used to torment. The lyrics remind people of their missed opportunity to worship God through music on earth. Instead, they chose to repeat lyrics inspired by the devil. I was angry with...
Well, they say in hell that demons will mock you and laugh at you and brag about how they tricked you on earth and how, stupid you were for coming to hell. Like you're in an eternal torment already, and they're mocking and laughing at you. Think about like the worst person that you've ever experienced in your life that is so mean and so cruel that all they do is put you down. It's tenfold. Demons have no mercy. They're supernatural. They have no God in them, so they don't have any mercy. So the things they say and do, they have full control in hell. So think about how bad somebody may hurt you with their tongue on earth, it's tenfold in hell because they don't have God in them. Demons don't. All right, here we go.
God. I couldn't understand how I had done so much good and still ended up in hell. Then I was lifted out of hell and returned to earth. I saw Jesus and he began to speak to me. He said, "You have been secretly upset with the people who hurt you. You have been hoping I would punish them. These are not your people. They are my people. I only want you to focus on the
And how
assignment
many
I
of
have."
us do that? How many of us? I mean, I'm going to raise my hand because yes, I do. I do want people to get back what they do to me. We're not supposed to, but it's a part of our nature, it's a part of our flesh. But we have to remember the people that we hate, God loves. So he loves them like he does us. To not have God in my life alone would be hell. Exactly.
Given you. I want to do something through you that the world hasn't seen. I realized that although I had done many good things and helped many people, I had unforgiveness in my heart toward those who hurt me. Unforgiveness is dangerous because a person who cannot forgive has forgotten how much they have been forgiven. Hell is a real place. God doesn't send people to hell, people send themselves. Whatever unresolved sin or issue remains in you when you die determines where you go. God wants.
That's why we have to forgive, y'all, because Jesus, I read the book, I'm in the book of the New Testament, and there is a thing in there about how a person had failed God and ran to God and begged God for forgiveness, and God forgave him. And then another person had failed that person, and that person ran to the person that God forgave and asked for forgiveness, but that person would not forgive them. So he said, well, if you can't forgive, then how do you expect your Father in heaven to forgive you? And it makes sense, especially if someone comes to you and asks for forgiveness, you know? All right, here we go.
To know, did you learn to love well? Did you learn to forgive? Did you serve him faithfully? Did you do anything of eternal significance? Or was your life all about selfish pursuits? And above all, what kind of music did you consume while on earth?
You think you know
This
David.
is the movie about King David. If you got grandbabies, take them to see this movie. Take them to see this movie. I got to stop it because I don't want to get a copyright. But if you have grandbabies, take them to see the movie David.
Also, a woman named Sister Linda Ngauja testified about her vision of hell. She saw famous secular musicians burning and crying for mercy. They confessed that their music had led millions of souls astray. Another account came from a young man who died briefly and came back to life. He revealed how demons sang popular secular songs in hell, mocking those who followed the artists. The man said, "I realized that every time I listened to those songs, I was dancing with demons." These testimonies are a wake-up call. They remind us that the devil is cunning and uses every means, including music, to drag people into eternal damnation. In this video, we will explore reasons why as a Christian you must stop listening to some kind of music, especially secular music. This is not just about rules.
You know, that's why sometimes when you listen to music that you get upset or you get anxious. Have you ever listened to like crazy music and got really anxious? Like I do that sometimes when I'm in the car with my daughter and Bub and they're listening to all that crazy music. I get like anxious and even mad, you know? And so this is just a perfect example of it, y'all. It's a perfect example of it. And I wasn't really coming on here to do like a preach session with you all. I just wanted to talk about like that case, but you know, it all goes hand in hand. Evil, celebrities, the world, we need to wake up. We need to wake up because we are living in the last days. We are. And yes, celebrities go to hell. And I don't know if Selena or Michael Jackson went to hell, but there is people that have come forward and said they seen them in hell. I don't know if it's true or not, but a lot of people that we think go to heaven don't go to heaven. And I ask that the Lord lets me know if I'm doing something wrong and where I can't forgive anyone, because I have forgave everybody. Now I don't always forget what people do, but I do forgive. So yeah, that's definitely something to think about, y'all. But with that being said, y'all, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and end the live tonight. I wanted to come on here and just do a brief live stream about this case. It's not really a chit chat, but yeah, listening to secular music or just any of this music, you got to be careful because it opens up a door for even scary movies. I always wondered why I was always so depressed and so just spiritually down on myself when I was watching scary movies. But now I know it's because I was opening up a door when I would watch those scary movies. But listen, y'all stay prayed up. I listen to the music I make. You make good music, Diamonds. You make really good music, actually. But I don't know when I'll be able to come live again, you all. But if I don't go live in a few days, hang in there with me. I'm going to be going out and making videos with the animals. It's been so cold. I haven't done any videos on here with the animals, but I'm missing them. And I'm going to go ahead and try to, thank you, Sleuth Fairy. I'm going to go ahead and try to do some videos with them. But y'all stay prayed up. Y'all stay safe out here on these YouTube streets. They're gangster. I love you all. If I don't get to talk to you before Christmas, I hope I get to talk to you before Christmas. Just know that I love you and I'm thinking about you, and I hope you have a wonderful Christmas. And God bless you all. Take care. And until next time, y'all, Merry Christmas to everybody. And God bless y'all. Bye, everybody.
Daisy, you're the shining star out in the field so far, moving sweet melodies under the bright blue sky. Your spots are like the stars in the night so high. Daisy, you're the best cow, oh my, oh my. Daisy, oh Daisy, you're the queen of the herd. Your gentle moo is all I've ever heard. With your big kind eyes and your gentle moo, Daisy, you're the best cow, yes, it's true. Running through